Our community constantly feels frustrated. We feel shut out. And it would be good to find a way to excuse some of their behavior that they're unaware of. We don't need to preach and we don't need to complain. We need to find an appropriate way to educate them. So we can say, oh, you're hearing? It's not a problem. Let's talk. If this starts to happen, I believe the hearing community will start to understand everything about the deaf world. And it's not going to happen overnight. I don't even know if it'll happen in a few years. And maybe not everybody will accept it. But it doesn't mean that we should give up. It means that we should start trying now and build on those efforts within the years to come. And I challenge you guys. I see these stories and I see your experiences. And I think that in a way, we could help the hearing community. And we could help the deaf community in a positive way. We need to build on our previous education for the hearing communities. For example, I'm a student here at Westmont College. I'm a student here at Wheaton College in Wheaton, Illinois. My first semester, I was incredibly isolated and on my own. Everybody thought I was crazy. Why are you going to go to a college that doesn't have any deaf people? They thought. And I told them that God led me to be interested in this college when I was going to pursue it. And after a little while, I started seeing all the hearing people on campus who had no idea what our language was, had no idea what our community or our culture was. But instead of being deterred, I went ahead and set up an ASL club on campus. And it wasn't about needing to sign, it wasn't about, it was not an issue to be patient with the beginner signers. We continued to interact with each other. They were incredibly motivated and wanted to learn. And of those people that came to the club, their learning went so quickly. Before we knew it, they were able to communicate effortlessly with me and with other deaf people. And they kept asking for more. They wanted to petition for ASL classes on campus. And so eventually we had beginners, intermediate, and advanced ASL classes. And I think it was about 3 semesters later that we had 200 students taking these ASL classes. And now, here at my college, there are plenty of students that know sign language and are able to communicate. And I don't feel like I'm isolated or alone anymore as the only deaf person on campus. And I feel so grateful to God to have that happen. Now I've seen students go off and work within the deaf communities, either have or adopt deaf babies. But really the most important thing is that now they know sign language and our culture. They know about deaf people. They get it and they know how to work with our community. Yesterday, one of my friends was sitting there with me and asked me, don't you get tired of so many people coming up to you and being like, I want to learn sign language. Teach me, teach me. And I said, no. I think it's important that I teach. I have so much advice and I have so much knowledge from being in the deaf community. And if I can give that to them, the next time they come across a deaf person, they'll be able to pull from the knowledge that I gave them and know how to interact appropriately. So again, I encourage you guys to step out of your comfort zone and show yourselves in the hearing world. I know that there's many deaf people that are incredibly isolated, even in their own worlds. They're stuck in this comfort zone. They're complaining about the hearing communities. And of course, nothing's going to change because the hearing people do not know. So go on, get out of your comfort zone, get into their world, be loud like we are. Be loud and be proud and say, I am deaf and I can do it, and get people's attentions. If we do that, suddenly these worlds aren't going to seem so separate anymore. It's going to become one great world.